An AI hologram of Stan Lee will speak with fans at LA Comic-Con. So, I have a few things to say about this. I mean, a lot of people are going to be very, very divided on this kind of technology, but as we go further into the future, this is going to become all the more normalized, commonplace, bringing back dead celebrities, whether they're actors or musicians, to kind of interact with the audience in a way that's never been done before. On the one hand, it can feel kind of icky and gross that we're still cashing in on dead celebrities when they should just be resting in peace. But then on the flip side, it gives fans a chance to interact with celebrities that maybe they never had the chance to before, and it's carrying on the legacy of Stan Lee and others after they've passed away, so it could be seen as a good thing. So it all depends on the kind of angle you look at this technology and how it's implemented and used. But guys, when it comes to Stan Lee at Comic-Con in this AI kind of hologram, let's dive into the news here surrounding this story, and let's see exactly how fans are going to be interacting with this, and see just what's going to be happening. Stan Lee died nearly 7 years ago at the age of 95, but the Marvel legend will be returning as an AI-driven hologram at the upcoming LA Comic-Con. I mean, just reading that sentence, just off the top of my mind, it feels icky and gross. The Marvel legend will be returning as an AI-driven hologram. I mean, celebrity or not, bringing back a dead person and using their likeness and using AI to drive the likeness of a dead person that people can interact with, there's something on the surface there that just strikes the human psyche as not being right. It feels off, it feels weird, it feels uncomfortable. I don't think we're quite there with the acceptance yet. As we go into the future and it becomes more common, I think people will accept it more, but at the moment it just doesn't feel proper, if you know what I mean. It just feels off. Per the Hollywood Reporter, the event will be featured at the Stan Lee Experience section of the convention. Entering the enclosed booth will cost anywhere between $15 to $20, and there will be paid opportunities to take photos with the Stan Lee hologram and even have a 3-minute one-on-one conversation with it. I wish you guys could see my face right now because I'm reading this and I'm literally like, what the hell is even going on anymore? Like, I feel that I'm like living in a clown world. I mean, do people actually want to pay $15 to $20 to have an opportunity to take photos with an AI version of Stan Lee and then pay to have a conversation with an AI version of Stan Lee? Is that something people actually want to do, that people would be excited for? Like, I'm literally reading this like, is this something that we're actually doing now? Are they going to start bringing back like Elvis Presley, like Michael Jackson? Are they going to bring back like, I don't know, dead politicians that you can have a conversation with? Like, is this the kind of place that we're going to in the future? Because it feels so weird. Like, it feels just crazy stuff. But guys, I would love to know, would you pay $15 to $20 to have a picture with an AI-driven Stan Lee, and would you want to have a 3-minute conversation with it? Or would you just feel uncomfortable the whole time you're talking to it? Do you know what I mean? I would love to hear your thoughts on that, so jump in the comment section and do let me know. Okay, quote, "We'll never put words in his mouth that aren't in line with the things he spoke about in his lifetime." Yeah, I mean, this is something that makes me feel weird as well. I mean, so they're using AI to drive this hologram of Stan Lee. So they're obviously training it on data that Stan Lee did in the past. So they're going to use his mannerisms, the things he spoke about, and they're going to train the AI data on, you know, the things that Stan Lee said and did. But AI has this tendency sometimes to come up with really weird replies to some things, and it can be out of turn, it can go crazy, and it can do all kinds of crazy, weird, off-the-cuff stuff. So what if a fan is having a live conversation with this AI Stan Lee, and all of a sudden the AI kind of glitches and says something really profound, it says something, I don't know, like racist, it says something really bad? I mean, what's going to happen in that situation that it comes out with a really bizarre reply? Because if you've spoken to ChatGPT, this happens quite often. So I'm like, what if this happens with this Stan Lee AI hologram here? I would just love to know what happens in that situation. So, head of Stan Lee legacy programs at Cartoon Studios, quote, "Fortunately, with decades of footage capturing his thoughts on so many subjects, we can build a voice that stays true, not only word for word, but always faithful in spirit, context, and intent." Yeah, I'm sure they have the best intent behind it. I really do. And like I said, they're going to use a lot of the training data on the things that he said, so this AI speaks in terms of things that Stan Lee says and represents. But it could go awry, and it could glitch, and something really bad could happen here. Hopefully it doesn't, but you never know. The hologram comes from Proto Hologram, which has been steadily making a name for itself with its holographic communications platform. LA Comic-Con organizers added that the Stan Lee hologram may make surprise appearances in different parts of the convention. Okay, there's something a little unseemly about this, exactly what I've been saying. Something feels a little bit uncomfortable, to say the least. Especially considering how Lee was treated during his final years. Yeah, I mean, there's been videos where he's been wheeled out into Comic-Con conventions and they kind of exploited him in his later years of his life, and that felt really bad for a lot of people. There were allegations of elder abuse by those close to him, with his inner circle pushing the Marvel icon beyond what he could do, endlessly appearing at conventions for meet and greets, signings, and photo ops. Okay, so basically, there's nothing concrete here. I'm not going to say that this was an absolute foregone conclusion, that people were manipulating him, treating him badly, and doing all this kind of things. I don't have any proof personally. There may be some out there on the internet that I'm not aware of, but a lot of people seem to think that he was treated pretty badly in his later years in his life. And I mean, now bringing him back from the dead as an AI hologram, is this further exploiting him even after he's died? And it could feel really bad. I mean, if the case that he was manipulated in his later years of his life, bringing him back again after he's died to manipulate him even further to make more money from him could make it feel even worse than it already does. So I get where people are coming from on this. A new documentary, Stan Lee, the final chapter, details some of this abuse, shot by Lee's assistant, John Bolajak. The documentary takes audiences behind the scenes for an in-depth look at how close-knit colleagues exploited Lee and how business partners seemingly squeezed his celebrity for all it's worth. Yeah, like I say, if that is indeed true and that, you know, that is the fact, then using him as this AI hologram just feels even more dirty. John Bolajak worked alongside Lee as his assistant for the last 4 years of his life. During this time, Bolajak filmed Lee's interactions with staff, chronicling the gross mistreatment of the legend. It was an absolute dream come true for me to get to intimately know, befriend, and travel the world with one of my life icons, Stan Lee, Bolajak shared in a statement. He entrusted me to capture the final years of his life on video and encouraged me to share this footage with the world after he was gone. And after witnessing how a handful of people who surrounded him continually betrayed him in his weakened condition, I felt it was left to me to tell the shockingly true, heartbreaking story of his last days. Yeah, so, I mean, like I say, if this is true that he was treated that badly and all that stuff comes to light in this new documentary, then it makes this AI hologram just feel all the more dirty, all the more contaminated, and just all the more kind of exploitative. But guys, before we finish off, we do have some comments from some fans here on X, so let's just read some of these comments quickly. So this is disgusting, especially given what came about his being taken advantage of. Wasn't enough to exploit him in his final years. I want to ask him what he thinks about Disney tanking Marvel post-Endgame. Man spent decades creating heroes just to be patched in as DLC at Comic-Con. Did he sign up for this? Stop using the man even after his death. Yuck, let the dead rest in peace. AI Stan Lee's welcome, y'all. By the way, will it answer questions when asked? Probably not. They took advantage of the poor man while he was alive, and now they will keep doing so again now that he is dead. It's disgusting. Oh yeah, this is going to turn out great. I'm sure all the people interacting with this monstrosity will only ask appropriate questions. We are in the worst timeline. So as you can see, the fan base here has had a pretty damn negative reaction to what's going on here. But people turning up to this Comic-Con event, how are they going to feel about it? Are people actually going to pay for this experience? Ultimately, you know, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I would love to know what you guys think about this. Is this something that you would encourage? Is it something you think is a good idea, a bad idea, or somewhere in the middle? Whatever your thoughts are, I know there's going to be a lot of strong opinions about this kind of technology. I feel a little bit gross about it. That's kind of the angle I'm going towards at the moment. I'm not quite there. I'm not ready to accept it or embrace it at the moment. I may get there in the future. But at the moment, to me, something feels wrong about it. I can't really put my finger on what it is, but it feels a little bit icky and gross, especially the way he was treated in his later years as well. So guys, like I say, let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of technology using Stan Lee to come back as an AI hologram. Thanks so much for being here as always, guys, and checking out this content. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber so you can help support the content and the channel. I would really, really appreciate that. But most importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of the content we have coming in the near future. You don't want to miss any of that great stuff. And with that down, as always, I will see you guys in the very next video.